And after remembering all those things, all the instructions of Krishna, and he is now, let's read on to, he's freed from all the material contamination. Let's read shloka number 31. So, just give me a second, please. Sharing. Hello, Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. Shall I start?
Yes.
So, Mataji, you want to start? Shall I start?
Mataji, I'm not able to see the participants. One
Yeah,
Mataji has raised. Okay, Kusumlata Mataji has raised and Sindhu Mataji.
Yes,
Okay, Mataji, please read.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasya. Pranams, Mataji. Text 31. Vishoku Brahma Sampatya Sanchinna Dvaita Shamshayah Lina Prakriti Nairgunyat Alingatvada Shambhavaha.
Hare Krishna.
Translation by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Because of his possessing spiritual assets, the doubts of duality were completely cut off. Thus, he was freed from the three modes of material nature and placed in transcendence. There was no longer any chance of his becoming entangled in birth and death, for he was freed from material form. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Please the next one. Kusumlata Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Doubts of duality begin from the misconception of the material body, which is accepted as a self by less intelligent persons. The most foolish part of our ignorance is our identifying this material body with the self. Everything in relation with the body is ignorantly accepted as our own. Doubts due to misconceptions of myself and mine, in other words, my body, my relatives, my property, my wife, my children, my wealth, my country, my community, and hundreds and thousands of similar illusory contemplations cause bewilderment for the conditioned soul. By assimilating the instructions of the Bhagavad Gita, one is sure to be released from such bewilderment, because real knowledge is knowledge that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudev, Lord Krishna, is everything, including oneself. Everything is a manifestation of his potency as part and parcel. The potency and the potent are non-different, so the conception of duality is at once mitigated by attainment of perfect knowledge. As soon as Arjuna took up the instructions of the Bhagavad Gita, expert as he was, he could at once eradicate the material conception of Lord Krishna, his eternal friend. He could realize that the Lord was still present before him by his instruction, by his form, by his pastimes, and by his qualities, and everything else related to him. He could realize that Lord Krishna, his friend, was still present before him by his transcendental presence in different non-dual energies, and there was no question of attainment of the association of the Lord by another change of body under the influence of time, under the influence of time and space. By attainment of absolute knowledge, one can be in association with the Lord constantly, even in the present life, simply by hearing, chanting, thinking of, and worshipping the Supreme Lord. One can see him, one can feel his presence, even in his present life, simply by understanding the Advait Gyan, Lord, Advaya Gyan, Lord or the Absolute Lord, through the process of devotional service, which begins with hearing about him. Lord Chaitanya says that simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord, one can at once wash off the dust on the mirror of pure consciousness, and as soon as the dust is removed, one is at once freed from all material conditions. To become free from material conditions means to liberate the soul. As soon as one is therefore situated in absolute knowledge, his material conception of life is removed. or emerges from a false conception of life is removed, or the emerges from a false conception of life. Thus, the function of the pure soul is revived in spiritual realization. This practical realization of the living being is made possible due to his becoming free from the reaction of the three modes of material nature, namely goodness, passion, and ignorance. By the grace of the Lord, a pure devotee is at once raised to the place of the Absolute, and there is no chance of the devotee's becoming materially entangled again in conditioned life. One is not able to feel the presence of the Lord in all circumstances until one is endued with the required transcendental vision made possible by devotion service prescribed in the revealed scriptures. Arjun had attained this stage long before on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and when he apparently felt the absence of the Lord, he at once took shelter of the instructions of the Bhagavad Gita, and thus again he was placed in the original position. This is the position of Vishoka, or the stage of being freed from all grief and anxieties. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, very nicely read.
Dandavat
Thank you so
pranams,
much.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So here we will just read the synonyms once again. Vishokaha. Vishokaha means free from bereavement. What is bereavement? Meaning the distress or the deprivation of somebody who is very close, uh, deprivation of association with somebody who is very close to them or near and dear ones. That is Vishoka. He is free from that shokaha. Okay, Brahma Sampatya, by the how he is free? By the Brahma Sampatya, possession of the spiritual assets. Sanchinna Dvaita Samshayaha. Sanchina means he is completely cut off from the doubts of relativity. Leena Prakriti Nair Gunat, he is merged due to being in the transcendence. What has happened? Alingavad, because of his being devoid of material body, Asambhava, he is free from the birth and death. So Arjuna's position is mentioned over here. So he is having some spiritual assets. What are the spiritual assets? That knowledge which he has got from Krishna himself from the battlefield of Kurukshetra, right, in the form of Bhagavad Gita. So that is a spiritual asset. With that spiritual asset, he was able to cut off all the doubts of duality, and he became freed from this material nature, modes of material nature. Okay, and when you are freed from modes of material nature, then already you are in transcendence, already you are in the spiritual platform. Then there is no chance of getting into this birth and death cycle of birth and death. So he was freed from that. So Purport Prabhupada is mentioning that Arjuna is not suffering like a common ordinary person. Oh, somebody is dead at home and then people are crying. He's not suffering like that at the loss of a near and dear ones, how the ordinary people. He has his spiritual knowledge, he has his instructions, because of which one is above the modes of material nature. So doubts of reality, Prabhupada is mentioning here, doubts of duality. What are they? They are the reality of this life, that is a misconception of this material body. What is the misconception? That with which we are thinking ourselves as a doer. I am not the spirit soul, I am the body. Then he has this aham of myself, mine, aham, mameti. You say my body, my relatives, my property, my children, my wealth, my country, community, like that. So many mice will come over there. Yeah, and because of which he gets bewildered. And he's struggling to satisfy his senses and also the senses of the family, relatives, society, country, everybody, but he is not able to satisfy anything, right? So because of that he gets bewildered. So he is in the bodily concept of life, totally engrossed in the material world, which becomes his cause of material existence. And then how he is supposed to come out of it? He is not able to understand that. So Prabhupada somewhere gave an analogy of the straws. River is flowing, there are certain straws which fall on in the water, and because of the waves, The straws, sometimes they are coming closer, coming together, and after some time they will flow together. But after some time, another wave comes, and then these straws are again dispersed again in the water. Something like if you are going in a train from one place to another, so many people are getting in the train, but what happens, they get down and at their particular station, so your association is only till that much. So you do not get bewildered by those people who got down. They are going to get down anyways. So like that. But here the attachment to the family members, the attachment to the relatives, to I, me, mine is so much that one gets bewildered. So, what is the remedy? How to come out of this bewilderment is to get real knowledge. What is that real knowledge? That knowledge which Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself has given. Yeah, uh, the real knowledge is that Supreme Personality of Godhead Vasudev Krishna is everything that we should understand. He is everything. We are just part and parcel of Krishna. Everything that we are able to see, chara achara, everything is a manifestation of Krishna's potency, Krishna's energy. Hmm? We should understand that Isha Vashyam Idam Sarvat Yatkinta Jagatyam Jagat, everything in this Jagat belongs to Krishna, nobody else. This is the Advaya Jnana, the knowledge of absolute. So how do we get this knowledge of absolute? Through the association of devotees, through bhakti. Okay, uh, so Arjuna, when he took up the instructions of Bhagavad Gita, immediately he was able to remove all those conceptions of duality. That Krishna is spiritual. If he is not able to see here, but Krishna is always there present. Hmm? Well, so association with the Lord, association with the devotees, association with the instructions of the Lord is very, very important. That Advaya Jnana is very, very important. Otherwise, we are lost in this material world. Otherwise, we are always getting into this cycle of birth and death. So, just a small pastime of a thief, who one day this person, he saw Prabhupada's photograph, and Prabhupada is wearing a Rolex watch in his hand. The thief was thinking, oh, this guy's having a Rolex watch. I have to go and steal it from him. He looks like an old man. So he found out from people, okay, where is this man, where I can find him, and then he understood, oh, there is a ISKCON temple there. This particular incident happened in Hyderabad. Okay, so he went to ISKCON temple and he saw Prabhupada over there, and Prabhupada at that time was taking some class, and he sat there in the class. He heard the whole thing. Prabhupada saw this person. The next day also he came to the temple, he saw the deities, he sat in the class, he's listening. Like that, 3 days finished, and then third day Prabhupada called him. And he said, okay, who are you? Where are you from? Prabhupada is in general inquiring from him. So what are you looking for? And this person, he could have kept quiet. He said, you know what? I came to steal your watch. You're having a nice Rolex watch. So Prabhupada looked at him and, oh, you want my Rolex watch? Okay. And he's removing his watch and giving it to him, to the thief. The thief is telling, no, no, I do not want this anymore. I want to sit here and listen. So that is the association effect. When he heard Prabhupada's teaching, he immediately, transformed. He became a cook in the temple. He used to come daily to the temple. He became a cook there, helped in serving in various activities in the temple. One day, when eventually, Prabhupada went to Mumbai. So this person also accompanied Prabhupada to Mumbai. So there in one of the classes, Prabhupada is talking about initiation and accepting a guru and everything. So he was a little bit, that was a new topic for him. So that day he went to Prabhupada and he asked, what is this initiation? So then Prabhupada told him, okay, this is what is initiation and everything. Do you want to take initiation? Do you want to accept a guru? He asked. And immediately this guy said, yes, I will. I want to accept a guru. But all the devotees, the others, no, the Prabhupada disciples are saying, no, 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 don't. He was a thief. How can you believe him? But Prabhupada eventually gave him the initiation, and his name was Haridas. I mean, that is a different story, but that is the power of association. We need to associate with the devotees so that we understand the real knowledge, understand Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna is speaking himself about himself. We can understand that. Although Krishna has disappeared from this earthly planet, went back to his abode, Goloka Eva Nivasatya, always who is reciting in Goloka, but he is always present also here in this material world in one form or the other, and that is how the devotees, they are always in the association of the Lord. Uh, they never feel that the Lord is away from him. Arjuna also is a devotee, and he understands this. He understood that, although uh, Krishna is not in this planet, but he is there always here in one form or the other. So, can we also become like that? How do the devotees who are always associating with the Lord? Can we also become like the devotees? So, Krishna says, yes, you can. How? By devotional service, by the Navavidha Bhakti, right? You could realize that the Lord is present in the form of his instructions, in the form of his form, Archavigraha form, in the form of his pastimes, always hearing pastimes from him. Yeah, we can realize that he's just present before us. Huh? So, starting with Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, right? These are Navavidha Bhakti. Krishna says, Yatra Gayanti Madbhakta, Tatra Tishtami Narada, wherever my devotees are singing about me, glorifying me, there I am always present. So Krishna is always present wherever the devotees are. And the devotees, they never feel, they are never deprived of the Lord, because they always know that the Lord is there with them, and they are always singing the glories of the Lord. We also know that Nam and Nami are non-different. Krishna's name, fame, qualities, they are all non-different from him. So when we take Krishna's name, he himself is present before us. We know Chaitanya Charitamrita, no? Chaitanya Shikshashtakam, we know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's what is talking about Nama. When you are reading the name Cheto Darpanamarjanam Bhavamaha.
नाम्नामकारि बहुतानि च सर्वशक्तिः
Mm.
तत्र पिता नियमितस्मरणेन कालः एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि दुर्दैवमीदृशमिहाजनेनानुरागः
There are
हरे कृष्ण
different names for me, and you can chant any name. All are equally potent. Before that, he's telling Cheto Darpana Marjanam. What happens when you are taking the holy name of the Lord? The Lord Himself cleanses the dust of the mirror of our pure consciousness. Basically, the spirit soul is very pure, no? It just because it has come in contact with this material nature, so it gets contaminated with the modes of material nature. When the soul gets connected, then it gets contaminated. How it gets contaminated? Because of the desires, because of the lust, all those things happen, and then it gets contaminated. But as soon as you are taking the holy name of the Lord, that contamination is getting purified. The Lord himself does that. In Canto 1, Chapter 2, 17th shloka, Shrunvatam Swakatha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtanaha. So there also Krishna is telling, there also Sukadeva Goswami is telling that Krishna cleanses the desire for the material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee. He himself does that. Nobody else he gives that chance. So he himself is doing. So we can have that faith that Krishna is there with us always. So names of the Lords are very, very virtuous. And then when they are properly chanted and heard. So as soon as when you are chanting the holy name, one gets freed from the material contamination. And when you are freed from material contamination, then you are in the liberated platform. So, where are we? The test is removed. Once we are to become free from means to liberated soul. As soon as we are in the absolute knowledge, the false conception of life is gone. Yeah? That this practical realization of living being is made possible due to becoming free from the three modes of material nature. That is happening because of the grace of the Lord. That is happening with the association of a devotee. Hmm? So there is no chance of the devotees being materially entangled once you are freed from that contamination. And you can feel the Lord's presence everywhere. So Arjuna got this knowledge in the battlefield that we already saw. So this is the position of Vishoka, stage being freed from all grief and anxiety. So beyond grief, beyond anxiety, Arjuna was. Let's see what they are doing. The next shloka. Divya Desai Mataji.
निशम्य भगवान् मार्गं संस्थां यदुकुलस्य च स्वपथाय मतिं चक्रे निर्भृतात्मा युधिष्ठिरः. Shall I read the translation, Mataji?
Please.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Upon hearing of Lord Krishna's returning to his abode and upon understanding the end of the Yadu dynasty's earthly manifestations, Maharaja Yudhishthira decided to go back home, back to Godhead. Hare Krishna Mataji,
Thank you.
pranams. Mataji.
Next Mataji, who has raised?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Okay, Mataji.
Can I read the purport? Hare
Yes.
Krishna Mataji.
Yes, please.
Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Maharaja Yudhishthira also turned his attention to the instructions of the Bhagavad Gita after hearing about the Lord's departure from the vision of earthly people. He began to deliberate on the Lord's way of appearance and departure. The mission of the Lord's appearance and disappearance in the mortal universe is completely dependent on His supreme will. He is not forced to appear or disappear by any superior energy, as the living beings appear and disappear being forced by the laws of nature. Whenever the Lord likes, He can appear Himself from anywhere and everywhere without disturbing His appearance and disappearance in any other place. He is like the sun. The sun appears and disappears on its own accord at any place without disturbing its presence in other places. The sun appears in the morning in India without disappearing from the Western Hemisphere. The sun is present everywhere and anywhere, all over the solar system, but it so appears that in a particular place, the sun appears in the morning and also disappears at some fixed time in the evening. The time limitation even of the sun is of no concern, and so what to speak of the Supreme Lord, who is the creator and controller of the sun. Therefore, in the Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that anyone who factually understands the transcendental appearance and disappearance of the Lord by his inconceivable energy becomes liberated from the laws of birth and death and is placed in the eternal spiritual sky where the Vaikuntha planets are. There, such liberated persons can eternally live without the pangs of birth, death, old age, and disease. In the spiritual sky, the Lord and those who are eternally engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord are all eternally young, because there is no old age and disease and there is no death. Because there is no death, there is no birth. It is concluded, therefore, that simply by understanding the Lord's appearance and disappearance in truth, one can attain the perfectional stage of eternal life. Therefore, Maharaja Yudhishthira also began to consider going back to Godhead. The Lord appears on the earth or any other mortal planet along with his associates who live with him eternally, and the members of the Yadu family who were engaged in supplementing the pastimes of the Lord are no other than his eternal associates, and so also Maharaja Yudhishthira and his brothers and mother, etc. Since the appearance and disappearance of the Lord and his eternal associates are transcendental, one should not be bewildered by the external features of appearance and disappearance. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams.
Hare Krishna. So let's understand this. Nishamya, synonyms. Nishamya Bhagavana Margam. His Nishamya means deliberating. Who is deliberating? Yudhishthir Maharaj. Deliberating means what? He's contemplating on what Arjuna just told him. What Arjuna told him? Bhagavat Margam. How the Bhagavan has appeared and also disappeared from here. Margam, his path of coming and going. Okay, Yadukulasya samstham, Yadukulasya, how the end of the Yadukula has happened. He's thinking about it. Just Vaha Pathaya Matim, he's also thinking about they all went back to Godhead, to the abode of the Lord. Pathaya, on the way. Matim, desire, chakra, give attention. Now he's also thinking. Nibrata Atma, lonely and alone. Yudhishthira, he's also thinking that I also want to wind up here and go back home, back to Godhead. Okay. Upon hearing Krishna's return, then Yudhishthira Maharaj also is deciding to go back home, back to Godhead. So Nibrata Atma, he's not telling anybody. He's just deciding for himself. Okay. So here in the purport, Prabhupada has explained that Yudhishthira Maharaj is also contemplating. Now he is also thinking about the instructions which Krishna gave during his Bhagavad Gita, where he was giving Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna that time. So now which shloka is coming to his mind? Janma karma cha me divyam. That the Lord's, he began to deliberate on the Lord's way of appearance and disappearance. How does the Lord appear and disappear? By his own mercy. Sambhavami Atmamayaya. Do you know the shloka? I keep forgetting the shloka, so I opened it here. Gone, 32. Purusha Prakriti story. Bhunte Prakriti Jangunan Karanam Punasang. Oh, this is for us. This is the human beings. I will remove that. Sambhavami Atmamayaya. Okay. 4.6. Can you please recite if anybody knows?
माताजी सर जन्म कर्म च मे दिव्यम एवं यो वेति तत्वतः त्यक्त्वा देहं पुनर्जन्म इति मामेति सोऽर्जुन.
Ajopi san avyayatma bhutanam ishwaropi san prakritim swamadhisthaya sambhavami atmamayaya. Although the Lord is unborn, he's telling my transcendental body never deteriorates, and although I am the Lord of all living entities, by my internal energy, by the internal energy, Atma Mayaya, I still appear every millennium in my original transcendental form. He appears into this world by his Atma Maya, his internal energy. So here, Prabhupada is mentioning here, Yudhishthira Maharaj is deliberating on that pastime of the Lord, how the Lord appears. It is so different from our appearance. Our appearance is forced. Yes, we are forced to appear because of our karma. We are forced to appear by whom? By the superior external energy of the Lord. Yes, not Yoga Maya, Mahamaya. Krishna is appearing through his internal potency. We are appearing through the external potency. Yeah. Then, Krishna is beyond these modes of material nature, three modes of material nature. But we are bound by these three modes. The Sattva, Rajas, Tamo, Guna. We are bound by these three modes of material nature. We are being forced by this laws of nature. But the Lord, he is beyond all these things. He is spiritual, he is transcendental, he is divine. So he can appear anytime, anywhere. Yeah? Lord likes, and he can appear anywhere and anytime without disturbing his appearance and disappearance in one place. So that is why Prabhupada, used to say that Janmashtami is going on every day in some place or the other, in one planet or the other. So if Krishna has concluded, suppose his childhood pastimes here in the earthly planet, he would have started his childhood pastimes in some other planet. And in earthly planet, he would be doing his Pauganda Leela. If he would have finished his Pauganda Leela and he's doing the Kurukshetra war, then somewhere else he's doing the other Leelas. Like that, Krishna is, he can appear himself anywhere, everywhere. He is not disturbing also anywhere. So Also, he can appear from anywhere, means he is appearing from the nostrils of Brahma. Some place he is appearing from the pillar, right? And some place he is appearing as Varaha Deva, and some place he is appearing as Narsimha Deva. Forms are also different. Wherever, in whichever form he wants, he can appear. He's just like the sun. Prabhupada is comparing him with the sun. How is the sun? Sun sometimes it is appearing uh, in the morning in India without disappearing in the Western Hemisphere. He's present there also. He's present here also. Partly after some time, the sun may disappear for a fixed amount of time, but it appears again. So, like that, time limitation of even of the sun is of no concern. Then what about the Supreme Personality of Godhead? He can come go anywhere. He is the creator and controller of that sun also. So, like that. So, Bhagavad Gita, it is said that who understands this transcendental appearance and disappearance of the Lord, what happens to him? Janma karma janme divya evam yo vekti taktataha tyaktva deham punarjanma na iti mameti swarjana. There is no punarjanma for him. He will not take, but he is not uh, bound by the birth and death in this planet. He is liberated. And Mam iti, he will come back to me. He will be placed in the spiritual sky, in the Vaikuntha Loka. Where Vaikuntha Loka, what is happening? There is no Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vadi. These are not there over there. Everybody is eternally engaged in the service of the Lord. Everybody is young. Nobody gets old. Nobody is having diseases. Nobody is having death. Yeah. So simply by understanding this tattva of the Lord, what is that tattva? Janma and karma of the Lord. Then you can get back to Vaikuntha Loka. Yeah. Therefore, Maharaj Yudhishthira is also considering, I should also go back to Godhead. There is nothing here for me left. So, Prabhupada is also saying, it's not only that Yudhishthira is thinking, but he is the eternal associate of the Lord. Even the Yadu family also, Nasham Yadunam, here it is not mentioned. In the next shloka it is mentioned. So, Yadu family also has gone back. Krishna did not leave his family here and go, okay, you people carry on, I'm going. No, he took his family along with him, correct? So they were eternally engaged in the pastimes of the Lord. So some other planet, maybe they are all coming as Krishna's relatives. They are all maybe there, Dwaraka, they are with Krishna over there. So same way, Maharaj Yudhishthir also and his brother, his mother, everybody, others are also eternal associates of the Lord. So they are, so just like the Lord, his associates are also transcendental. Okay. Let's go to next shloka. Archana Shri Radha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Ratapi anustritya dhananchayoditam nasam yadunam bhagavat gatim chatam ekanta bhaktya bhagavatya tokshaje nivesitatmu param pararama samshritaha shramteha. Hare Krishna Mataji.
One second, please. Translation.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Navakishori Mataji and Sudha Mataji are raising their hands.
Please read. One of you, Navakishori Mataji, read.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranam Mataji. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Kunti, after overhearing Arjuna's telling of the end of the Yadu dynasty and disappearance of Lord Krishna, engaged in the devotional service of the transcendental personality of Godhead with full attention and thus gained release from the course of material existence. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
Who's the other person? Who was the other person? Sudha.
Sudha
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna Mataji, Pranams.
Yes, Mataji.
Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The setting of the sun does not mean the end of the sun. It means that the sun is out of our sight. 1 minute, Mataji, I can't see that.
Do you
It
want
means
me to
the sun
increase
is
the
no,
font?
it's okay. It's okay. The sun is out of our sight. Similarly, the end of the mission of the Lord on a particular planet or universe only means that He is out of our sight. The end of the Yadu dynasty also does not mean that it is annihilated. It disappears along with the Lord out of our sight. As Maharaja Yudhishthira decided to prepare to go back to Godhead, so also Kunti decided, and thus she fully engaged herself in the transcendental devotional service of the Lord, which guarantees one a passport for going back to Godhead after quitting this present material body. The beginning of devotional service to the Lord is the beginning of spiritualizing the present body, and thus an unalloyed devotee of the Lord loses all material contact in the present body. The abode of the Lord is not a myth, as is taught by the unbelievers or ignorant people, but one cannot reach there by any material means like a Sputnik or space capsule, but one can certainly reach there after leaving this present body, and one must prepare himself to go back to Godhead by practicing devotional service. That guarantees a passport for going back to Godhead, and Kunti adopted it. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Prithapi means Kunti Devi. Okay. Anushrutya, she is also overhearing whatever Arjuna is telling to Yudhishthira. Dhananjaya, Uditam Nasham. What did he talk about? Nasham Yadunam, how the dynasty of Yadu was ended. Bhagavat Geetam, Bhagavat also, Bhagavan also, Gatim, he also disappeared. Tam Ekanta, then what she did? Ekanta Bhaktya, she did Ekanta Bhakti to whom Bhagavati Adhokshaja, to that Adhokshaja, she did her devotional service. Nivesita Atma, with full attention, Upara Rama, she became released from the samsrute, from the material existence. Then the translation says that Kunti Maharani, when she heard Arjuna talking about Krishna's disappearance and talking about the Yadu dynasty also, how it disappeared, then Kunti also gave up everything. She sat down to do the devotional service uh, unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and in full attention she did that. And immediately she was released from this material existence. That means she left the body, she went back home, back to Godhead. Okay. So in the purport, Prabhupada is mentioning about the setting sun. We saw in the previous shloka, no? Sun example is continuing. So sun has set in one place does not mean that that sun is no more. Okay, it is just out of our sight. Again, it will come back. Okay, next day it will be there again. Similarly, if the mission of the Lord on some particular planet is finished, then he may go out, he may disappear from here, and he may go to some another planet. So that does not mean that he is not there. He is always present. Yadu dynasty also, end of the Yadu dynasty does not mean that it has finished, it has disappeared. No, it is there along with Krishna wherever pastime is going on. Or they must have gone back to their eternal position. What is their position? Some of the demigods must have come, no? Demigods also came as Krishna's sons, right? We saw, if you remember the Krishna pastimes, the demigods took birth as Krishna's children, Krishna's relatives. So when the pastime of Krishna was over here, the Yadus, they left their body in this material world. They went back to their own position. So now Yudhishthir Maharaj also decided to go back home, back to Godhead. Now Kunti also decided. That's what immediately she took to Ekanta Bhakti. Ekanta Bhakti means unalloyed devotional service, selfless devotional service, unmotivated devotional service. Mm. So usually people come to the Lord to ask for something or the other, but here there is no asking, there is nothing, no requirement. There simply they just wanted to, uh, think about the Lord, serve the Lord eternally. So that is Ekanta Bhakti she did. She fully engaged in self-transcendental service. And Prabhupada says that is a passport. Usually a passport is required to authenticate us to be as an Indian citizen, and then we can travel, so that we can travel to other countries. So same way, this passport for going to Vaikuntha, or passport of going back home, back to Godhead, is our devotional service. So um, when you start your devotional service, you start your bhakti, that is the time when our body starts getting spiritualized. So whenever we started to chant the holy name, to listen to Krishna Katha, that is the time when our body started spiritualizing. But to come to that unalloyed state, it is a lot of time for us, but we can also come to that stage, and one day we can hope to go back home, back to Godhead. And as Prabhupada says, you chant, and this lifetime only you will go back home, back to Godhead. So let's all wish to be perfect in our chanting, and go back home, back to Godhead, on the words of Prabhupada. So here Prabhupada is mentioning that the Lord's abode is not a myth. People are saying it's a myth. There are certain ignorant people. They are non-believers. They are atheists. They do not understand. They say, okay, Lord is a myth. There is no existence. You cannot sit in a capsule or a Sputnik and you go. You cannot do that. One can reach there only by the practicing of devotional service. That is the only way, and Kunti Maharani adopted that practice. So we have also started our journey. We have also started to spiritualize our present body. So let's do it with a lot of enthusiasm, lot of zeal, I know, and try to go back home, back to God in this lifetime only. Hare Krishna. Do you have any questions to ask or something?
Sloka recitation, Mataji, we have to do.
Yeah. So am I allowed to log out?
Can stay, Mataji.
Okay.
It's up to you. If it's getting late for you. Archana Mataji or Bhargavi Mataji? And start the sloka.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Is Bhargavi Mataji going to share Hare Krishna? Okay,
Sure,
then I will.
Mataji.
Okay, Mataji. So you share today also, Mataji. From Monday, I'll do. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Sure, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, before you all
Hare
start
Krishna.
meditation. So, as I was mentioning you all last night, we are blessed to receive His Grace Krishna Chaitanya Maharaj with us. So please, for a minute, all of you all put on your cameras and take blessings of Maharaj. Where is oh, I don't see her. Archana, she left? Archana, yes, Archana is there. Yeah. Okay.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I'm here.
Yeah. See, everybody put on your camera and take the darshan of Maharaj. Maharaj, this is one group that I keep serving them. So please bless them. Here is
Mataji, your
Maharaj.
camera is off. Yes, now it's.
Yes, there is camera here. Spotlight for DJ Maharaj. And she's on a family way. So they are all thirsty crows. From 2020, we are connected. So Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, right from morning, Maharaj, this whole group is so active. I mean, they were all new, but many of them have taken initiation. Many of them, they are ready for that level. And the most senior is, Krishnamurti Prabhu. Prabhu, please put your camera. Krishnamurti Prabhu.
Mataji, the camera, Mataji.
You have put on your camera. Get it. They can see? Yeah, he can. Yes. So, where is Krishna? Okay, I hope you all have taken blessings.
Ashirwad. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Dandavat
Krishna,
pranam.
Prabhuji.
Thank you, sir. Dandavat pranam.
Dandavat pranam, Prabhuji.
Dandavat pranam.
Thank you,
Pranam.
Pranam.
You'll have to say Dandat Pranam Maharaj.
Dandavat Pranam Maharaj.
Maharaj.
Dandavat pranam, Maharaj.
Maharaj.
Maharaj is disciple of Loknath Swami Maharaj. His Holiness Loknath Swami Maharaj. Okay, so you all continue with your class. Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Okay, so whatever drop I get, I share with you all.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Now
Mataji.
I will be in seva for 2 days. I'm cooking now. Hare Krishna. Be good care. Bye-bye.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
So you all carry on with your shlokas and then you all can leave. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. Shall I call out the names? I could see before, now it's not visible.
Archana, I made you host. You can stop the
Yeah.
YouTube, please. Archana.
Okay, Mataji, I will do it. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, who is starting the shlokas? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji, I'm starting.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, 1.5.11 sloka. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Tadvak Vishargo Janataga Viplavo Yasmin Prati Slokam Abaddavatyapi Namani Anantasya Yasho Ankitani Yad Shrinvanti Gayanti Krishnanti Sadavaha. Sloka 1.5.17. Tvaktva Swadharmam Charanam Vujam Hare Vajan Apakvota Pate Tato Yadi Yatrakva Bhadram Abhyuta Mushyakim Kovarta Apto Vajatam Swadharmataha. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Next, in order, if you want me to call out Mataji, or you will read apne aap.
Yeah, anybody, Mataji.
Hare
Yes.
Krishna, Mataji. May I?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Please
Yeah.
carry on.
Thank you,
Please raise
Mataji.
your hands. Those who are interested, please raise your hands. Hare Krishna. Yes,
Sure,
now
Mataji.
Kishori Mataji, you can start.
Sure, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.5.18. तस्यैव हेतोः प्रयतेत कोविदो न लभ्यते यदभ्रमतामुपयर्थः तल्लभ्यते दुःखवदयन् अन्यतः सुखं कालेन सर्वत्र गम्भीररहं सा इदं हि पुंसस्तपसः श्रुतस्य वा स्विष्टस्य सुप्तस्य च बुद्धिदत्तयोः विच्युतोऽर्थः कविभिर्निरूपितो यदुत्तमश्लोकगुणानुवर्णनम्. Hare
Thank
Krishna,
you,
thank you.
Mataji. Dhanashri Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, you can be.
इति मूर्त्यभिधानेन मन्त्रमूर्तिमूर्तिकं यजते यज्ञपुरुषं स सम्यक् दर्शनः पुमान्. 1.7.4 भक्ति योगेन मनसि सम्यक् प्रणहीति मले अपश्यत् पुरुषं पूर्ण मायां च तदपाश्रयम्. हरे कृष्ण. थैंक यू माताजी.
Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna, Sudha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. यया सम्मोहितो जीव आत्मानं त्रिगुणात्मकं परोऽपि मनुते नार्थं तत्कृतं चापि पद्यते अनर्थोपशनं साक्षात् भक्तियोगम् अदोक्षजे लोकस्य जानतो विद्वांस चक्रे सात्वत संहिताम्. Thank you, Mataji. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna, Archana Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण. प्रणाम माताजी.
Pranams Mataji.
यस्यां वै श्रूयमानायां कृष्णे परमपुरुषे भक्तिरुत्पद्यते पुंसा शोकमोहभयावहा. सूत उवाच आत्मा रामश्च मुनयो निर्गन्धा अपि उरुक्रमे कुर्वन्ति अहैतुकीं भक्तिम् इत्थं भूतगुणो हरि. हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you, Bhargavi Mataji, for sharing the screen. Thank you, all devotees, for reciting. Hare
हरे
Krishna.
कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna. Pranam. Pranams.
Thank you, Brajapriya Sakhi Mataji.
See you on
Hare
Monday. Hare Krishna. Yes.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.